and that'll be the end of round 1. Then you've passed the first player marker, so Euler will go again first in round 2. No numbers this time. Crosses, T's, and a line and a little dash. Euler is going to take one of these crosses. Now, I want to get across this bridge. The only one I can use to do that would be this straight line. But Euler's not going to draft that yet. I could use one of these crosses and start heading towards this other bridge, which is what I will do. I'll connect it to my network here. Again, I'm drawing fully within a grid square and connecting it at the end of my network. Euler will take this T. Now, if I take this T, he's going to take my straight line and keep me from crossing the bridge. What I'm going to do instead is take the little dash, because you can take them in any order you want, and I'm going to put it right here, which will take me off the edge or touch the edge of the map to give me 3 points at the end of the game. Euler drafts the T before the line. I'll take the line as the last one, cross my first bridge, mark it down here for 1 point at the end of the game. That was quick, and we'll go ahead and roll on to the second turn in round 2, where I will draft first. Great. A 3 came up when I get to draft first. That is good. Hopefully I can use it somewhere. I don't know if my strategy is sound, but I've noticed in my solo playthroughs that Euler is beating me badly by getting a lot of points from buildings and trees, since there's 100 of each out there. So this playthrough, I'm not going to concentrate on making a closed loop, which I'll explain later. I'm going to try and get in front of as many buildings and trees and cross some landmarks at the same time. But I'm going to take this 3. I'm going to start here at this end of the bridge and go 1, 2, 3 full grid squares, and that'll get me almost to the next bridge, just ready to cross it. And that'll also help me get down here and get to these clumps of trees. It's going to be hard to get over here. Euler will take the cross, and I will take this straight line to get across a bridge. That allows me to cross another bridge, and now I get 4 points for bridges at the end of the game. Euler will take an elbow, and now I choose dash or elbow. I will take the elbow and place it here at the end of this, because that will turn me in front of C, the landmark, which means I visit another landmark, and I can select a bonus. Even though it's not worth a lot of points, I'm going to take the 3, come right off of this bridge here, and go 3 full grid squares all the way down to get me into this quadrant a little quicker. Euler will select the last die, and now I will get to draft first for the first turn of round 3. Oh, wow, lots of straight lines available. I'd like to use a 3, but you have to be careful with the straight lines. You can't connect at a middle point, so I couldn't take a 3 and come into the middle of this grid square and start going that direction. It has to be at an end. It could be here, because that's an elbow. You're allowed to connect to the elbow and keep going, but not at a midpoint. Like right here, you can't connect there. I will take the 3. I'll connect to my network up here. 1. I'm going to go the full 3 with it, trying to get into as many grid squares so I can branch out, because we are at the halfway point of the game already. Euler will take the 3. I will take the 2 and only go 1 right there, because Euler will take the 2, and then I can take the T, which is what I want to do, and that'll get me connected to my network here and give me paths to start going down across that bridge, maybe pick up some of these trees here and cross another bridge soon. But Euler will take the last die, and we'll get to go first in the second turn of round 3. We just crossed the halfway point, so we got to get as many trees and buildings crossed as possible. And I'm not going to have a lot of places I can go very far. I'm sure a lot of you are either following along and have played this, or are seeing things that probably make more sense than what I'm doing. I understand. That's okay. I'm just trying to go through it quick at the same time. But I'll do my best to score okay. Euler will draft the 2, leaving me with not too many choices. Probably want to use that straight line to get across that bridge. And that'll kind of even the bridge points out for us because I have 3 now. Oops, that's a landmark. Mark that incorrectly. Good thing they provide an eraser. Fix that. Now I've crossed 3 bridges, which means at best he would get 4. I will get 10 points. Euler would get 16, so it's not that big a bonus for him. He'll go ahead of me 6 with that. Euler will draft the only elbow, leaving dashes for the rest of the way. I want to get closer to some landmarks here. So we know I'm using the dash, so let me put it off to the side. And I'm going to come up this way and get closer to that landmark. Euler will take 1, leaving me with 1 more dash. And I will go to the edge, which will be 5 points at the end, and cross another landmark, fill in that spot I erased, and I'll have 6 points at the end, and now I can select a bonus. I'm down here near a footpath, so I will select this reserve use. I do not get the points because I have not crossed a path yet, so I have to cross a path or get on a path before the end of the game to get those 6 points. Euler will draft first in round 4. Let's see what Euler's going to get to draft. Oh, he's going to take that 3. I lose the 3 right away, and now I have to decide what I want to take. I do have that 2, which could get me closer to this long line of trees and some points. I'm not too concerned with the bridges right now. They're important, but I think getting across buildings and trees, considering there's only 2 turns remaining, is the most important thing. So I'll take the 2. That'll get me a little bit further down. And it gets me within a dash of being ready to cross another bridge, so that's not too bad. Euler will take a cross, leaving me with a cross or an elbow. Can I use a cross anywhere? Yes, I can. And I will take it. And I'm going to connect it right here, which will give me another 5 points at the end of the game because I touched the edge of that map. It'd be great if I could put it here, but I can't because you have to connect to the ends and not the center. But I can put it here, which will give me 4 points at the end of the game. Is there anything down here that would benefit me with an elbow? I don't think so. So we'll take that. We'll put it here for 4 points at the end of the game. Move on to the second half of round 4. I need a good roll here. I'm drafting first. Oh, I was hoping for a 2 or a 3 so I could go down that line of trees, but we'll make do with what we have. Need a straight line to get across the bridge, and I have no straight lines here. So I'm going to actually take the small dash, come off right here, which is okay to come onto a midpoint there because it's just a small dash. If it were the full line, I could not come off of the midpoint there because I would cross over 2 grid squares. Euler grabs the cross, and I will take the T, place it right here, which is going to get me 4 points at the end of the game, and I can use another bonus right now for visiting another landmark. So I've visited 4, there's 11. So he would get 7, he would get 28 points right now to my 10 if I don't cross any more landmarks. Now I have to choose a bonus. I want to try and choose one of these, like 4, 5, or 6, because that's going to give me more points at the end of the game. I will take the small dash, which will give me 6 points at the end of the game. I'm going to place it right here, and that'll put me on the footpath for the first time, which will unlock these 6 points at the end of the game. So that was a nice 12-point chunk right there. Euler will draft the cross, leaving me with the choice of a T or an elbow. I will take the T, fill it in right here, and hopefully I can get something that'll put me past a bunch of trees here for some points. Euler will take this last one. We'll go into the final round, and I will draft first. A 3 right here would be nice, and we got it. Now I can get some points off of those trees. That will help. So we'll take that 3, and we're going to go 3 in a row here. And that'll take us past, what, 18 trees. So that'll help our end game score a little bit. Euler will take that 2 away from me. There's a lot more trees over here too. So I'm going to draft the one straight line to come into the middle of this footpath here. And that'll get me closer to this clump of trees. Euler is going to take the cross, and all I have left is a T. And instead of coming to these trees, I'm going to take the T and come over here so I can get those 6 points at the end of the game. Don't know if that was the smart thing to do or not. Euler takes the last die, and we'll go into the final turn of the final round, which means I'm only going to get 3 more dice. Hopefully I can find a way to cross in front of another landmark to grab one of these bonuses here. All right, what's Euler going to get to take away from me? He's going to take away the 2. That's what I was hoping to get, a couple of those high numbers. I'm not going to get to move very far. That really worked out for Euler. That roll really hurt for my prospects of getting some more points off of trees and stuff. Euler will take the 2. I will take the T, and I'm going to place it right here. And that'll get me closer to these trees. I might be able to pick a couple up here. Euler will take the elbow. I will also take the elbow. And I'm going to place it right there, which will cross me in front of another landmark. That'll get me up to 5 landmarks, which means he would only get to 6. So now 15 to 21, he only gets 6 more points than me, a little bit better. But I don't think we're going to be able to beat him this game. I do get another bonus. I want to get some more trees here. Is there any way to cross in front of another landmark? I don't see a good path for doing that. No, and I don't think I can get to any of these edges of the map for these 6s. If I go this direction, I'll pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees. This way would be 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't get the tree if you just walk at it. You have to actually pass. So to this halfway point, I'm okay for getting this 5th one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least that's how I understand the rules. If I come down here, I get 5 if I take an elbow, and the elbow gives me 5 points. So we'll do that. Take that as the bonus. Elbow in here. I didn't ever take any re-rolls. I rarely do. I have to try a game taking those to see how much it'll help me out. Euler will take the dash. All I have left is a dash to play, which I could play right here off this corner, and that'll give me 6 points at the end of the game. I think that's the best play for me right now. We'll take those 6 points. And that will end it, and we'll go to the scoring. The first thing we would score would be a closed loop footpath that crosses over bridges. And the way that works, well, it doesn't have to cross bridges, but that gives you the multiplier. The biggest closed loop you can make, like this is a closed loop right here, you get the number of right angles in it. In this case, it would be 4, because it's a square, times the number of bridges that closed path that you make crosses. I don't have anywhere that I can close a loop and cross bridges. You still get points, but you don't get that multiplier. And I think the only closed loop I actually have is this little square right here. I don't see where I can go anywhere else and then come back to a starting point. So I will get just 4 points there for the 4 corners. Euler does not score points on that one. Now we come to the bridge scale bar. I managed to cross 1, 2, 3. Just 3? Yep, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 empty ones. So I crossed 3, which will give me 10 points. Euler gets the other 4 bridges, giving him 16. I'm going to get hurt here on landmarks too. You can see how difficult it is to beat Euler. Landmarks, I will get 15 points. That's 5 landmarks. There's 11. So he'll get the other 6, which would put him at 21 points. Now the buildings. There are 100 buildings. I get a point for every building I cross in front of. You do not count the landmark, the darker buildings in this count. All you have to do is have just half a segment go on any side of the building and it counts. So we'll start up here in the corner. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 50, 51. I think I got them all. Let me look at the map real quick. That's usually much better than I usually do, but that really only netted me 1 point because I get 51 and Euler gets the other 49. Now I think he's going to wipe me out on trees here. So how many trees did I pass? We have 1 here, 36, 37. I think I only got 37. That's going to hurt my chances right there pretty bad. So I get 37, which means he will get a whopping 63 of the other 63 trees. Ouch. That doomed me. So now we'll do map squares. Where did I go and touch the edge here? So we got 4 and 3 is 7, 34, 40. I think that's all of them. And that's going to be funny if that is all of them because I believe there's 80 points. Yep. So that's a complete wash. I'll get 40. Euler gets the remaining 40. This is what's going to do me in the worst here. I mean, he beat me on everything except the buildings. And then the drafting bonus, I got 1, 2 for 3, 5 for 8, 6 for 14, 6 for 20. And that's not going to do me much, I don't think, because the drafting bonus is 40, which means it's a wash with 20 again. Well, I know I didn't win. Let's see how bad Euler beat me. Not a really close game, but I've had him beat me a lot worse. Euler ended with 32. I ended with 177. I lost by 32 points. Maybe I would have had a chance if I got more trees and actually got more trees, or if I managed to close a loop. But I don't think I could have closed a loop and picked up all these trees and things. So my strategy is probably flawed. I look forward to the comments where everyone lets me know where I went wrong. And I don't mean that sarcastically. Please let me know if there's a point where you see or saw during the playthrough that I should have done something different that may have made a big difference. Let me know so that can help me update my strategy too. Also, I didn't mention it, but if you notice here, this group of 9 trees inside this building, the only way to get those is by going on the path around the entire perimeter. You have to cross all 4 sides fully, and then you would get those 9 trees on the inside. Thank you for watching this playthrough of the Roll and Write 7 Bridges. I really enjoy this one. I enjoy playing it solo. I have not beat Euler yet. I think the closest I've come has been like 7 or 8 point loss. And I have played with one of these like 9 difficulty starting points that I randomly rolled, and I got beat by like 100 and something. So they are extremely difficult. I've played this a few times with multiple players and really enjoy it that way too. I like roll and writes where multiple people can play, and it plays fairly quick since we're just drafting dice and moving pretty fast. Unless you have somebody that's really having a hard time deciding which one they want to take, the game moves along at a good pace. The rulebook is very easy to follow. No problems there. Read through it one time. Tried a few things as I was reading through it. Didn't have any issues picking up the concepts. If I made any errors during my playthrough, I apologize. Make a note of those in the comments down below and let me know. They do give you a really nice amount of double-sided game pads to play on. Also inside the box, there's a little first player meeple and the rest of the pencils also. These score pads are a really thick paper. This is really nice. The portrayal of the 7 Bridges area, if you Google it, you'll see that it looks quite similar. It's not, of course, this perfectly square, but if you put the rivers and side by side with this and where the bridges are at, it lines up. It's really, really neat how they did this and made it into these grid squares to play this game on. I'm sure the buildings and trees, of course, are not exactly the same. The landmarks, maybe they are in the general area of where they should be. That I don't know about. I'd have to check that. But the quality of the paper and the components, wooden dice, everything is really good. And just the graphic design is really nice. This map aesthetic with the like muted colors, and instead of it just being a white background, there's that like parchment look to it that really makes it look a lot nicer than just having white paper with the image on it. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough of the Roll and Write 7 Bridges. Let me know in the comments if you own this game, want to get it, what you think about it, whether you own it or whether you're thinking about getting it. Just let me know. Also, let me know what games you would like to see played on the channel. I know it's been a long time since I've been doing this, but things are finally starting to stabilize in my business, and I'm having a little bit more time now to actually record, edit, and upload these videos. Can't guarantee a certain release schedule, but I'm going to get them out as often as I can. I appreciate every one of you, all of your support over these years and during my long break while I got my business going. Thank you very, very much. If you could help me out, please share, like, subscribe, tell somebody to watch this video or the other ones on my channel. Anything you can do to help doesn't cost you anything, and it'll help me out a great deal and get my subscriber count up. Maybe if I get a little more of that sweet Google ad revenue, I can purchase some more of the games that I really want to do playthroughs for that I just haven't been able to get my hands on. So let me know what you'd like to see. Thank you for your support, and I will see you in my next video.